Hi, I'm LifeCoachLANDRY, and the topic is 7 behaviors that ruin relationships. How can you avoid, patterns that destroy the love that you actually want? Here's the funny part: is most people who want to be in love are actually self-sabotagers in a lot of ways. They don't even realize it. Okay. Number 1 would be having angry reactions to feedback instead of being open to someone telling you things. So if you're one of those people where you feel the need to sit down and basically talk to somebody and you don't want any of their feedback, that's not a conversation, okay? That's a, how would you put it? That's a you venting, you just caca out of your mouth, and that's kind of what you want to do. That's not going to really help anybody, okay? You have to be basically open to discussion when something bothers you. Number 2 is being closed to new experiences instead of open to new things. When you are trying to be with somebody and grow and get past the last relationship and a lot of people bring their old behaviors from the last relationship into their new one, and they usually harm things. You've got to be open to it so that your new relationship can grow in ways that your last one couldn't. So being closed to new experiences, and that means understanding them in a different way, communicating in a different way, being more open to someone, not seeing things the way you see them, but still being open to hearing about them, okay? Number 3 would be using deception and duplicity instead of honesty and integrity. So what does that mean? Most of us know the experience that we can, kind of drive each other crazy when our words and our actions fail to match each other. Okay, so it's based on people saying one thing and doing another. Examples would be, I really love you, but acting like you don't have any time to spend with your partner, right? Oh, I miss you, but you're not actually doing anything with them. I want to be close to you, but constantly criticizing your partner when they're around versus actually getting close with them. Saying, I'm not interested in other people, but when you see them standing to get their coffee or go make a soda, they end up talking and flirting with somebody right in front of your face. That would be the opposite of helping your relationship, okay? Number 4 would be overstepping boundaries and instead of kind of showing respect. And look, when we're angry, we all do things we normally probably wouldn't do because our emotions have been heightened. They're more sensitive. So you're allowed moments like that in relationships. So you just have to repair them when they happen. But hopefully you're minimizing those things. However, there are the people who go up and beyond boundaries regardless of what you have to say. And they do it. They show a pattern of it. It's not a mistake. It's a pattern. They show up in your house when they haven't been asked to show up. They violate by contacting members of family and friends and going beyond normal relationship boundaries because they feel like they're entitled. That's usually a narcissistic personality trait. That's a red flag if people do things like that. Number 5 would be showing a lack of affection. They're inadequate. They're impersonal. They just don't seem to really connect with you on a personal way. Like they're not really interested in your day. When you get together, you spend more time doing distraction activities like going to a bar and drinking than you do like walks together and holding hands and talking about your day and things that are frustrating you and venting together. Bad couples do what I call distraction dating, where they go do activities and they call it fun. And their relationship somewhere in there is ignored and it's building up pressure. Okay. Number 6 would be misunderstanding instead of understanding. It's not really hard to understand people. It doesn't mean you have to agree with them. And that's usually where people get messed up. Understanding people means taking the time to listen and put yourself in their shoes. And then when they shoot off a flare to you that they need you, or usually when couples are frustrated with each other and one person is making snarky remarks, it's because somewhere in there they're feeling unloved. That doesn't mean that's an okay way to go about it, but it's a red flag, and you should take note when people are sending you signals to communicate to get closer to them. If you ignore those things, your relationship ultimately will be ruined and come to an end, and it will fall on your shoulders because if they took a fine comb, they will be able to show you all the warning signs they gave you that you ignored, okay? Number 7 would be being manipulative, dominant on somebody, trying to act superior to them, put them down in ways like that, meaning you're attacking them rather than what's hurting the relationship, okay? They cut you off. I always say the people who are most angry, most insecure on the inside, and narcissistic will constantly cut you off while you're talking. That's usually how you know you're dealing with a person like that. They've already dismissed your idea, and they're already showing a lack of respect before you even fully, give your idea in detail to somebody, right? They'll try to own the conversation. They'll try to shut it down. And those are 7 things that you should pay attention to, because if those are happening, they're ruining your relationship. Now, remember, I always say there are things that make things non-negotiable. If you've been cheated on, or if you've already lived with somebody for a year or 2 or more and moved out, then trying to repair things or pay attention to these behaviors are pointless. I always have to say, if you've been cheated on, I get a lot of people going, well, I was cheated on, and we try to work on things. Once you're cheated on, you have a 99.7% chance of never surviving again. That's just a fact. And there are exceptions to the rule. If you come and tell me why you were cheated on, I might be able to break it down as to why it actually happened. But typically, cheaters are always going to be cheaters, unfortunately. So I hope this information helped you. You can contact me at the link below, and I will talk to you soon.